All the action from the SuperGP Champions Trophy is proudly brought to you by Diode and their associate sponsors. East London Grand Prix circuit for Super 600s. Oh, are we in for action this weekend with this class? Let's go and have a quick chat to Blaze Baker and find out what his plans are.
We came here yesterday and I said to the team, look, we're going to get started from the beginning down to work, make sure we got everything correct, and just from session 1 we started off really well already, so it just made our life so much easier, and it's benefited us now, giving us pole position.
And just looking, two of your biggest rivals, Steven Windal, of course, racing overseas in the Moto2 European stuff, and Adolf Bossov, big crash yesterday. Hand not looking too good. I don't think he's going to make the races. So potentially could come out of East London with a pair of double wins and championship lead. Yeah,
definitely. I need this little barrier here now to make most use of the points. So hopefully we can come away with the double and have a bit of a gap between us. Look, I'd love for them to be on racing fair and square up against them. But, Steven's got his international duties, and a real pity about Adolf. I really hope his hand gets healed soon and he gets back for Swartkorps.
But there's still some big names. Hayden Jonas, we know he's got the pace. Your teammate, good to have another Suzuki on the grid as well. So race strategy, especially if the wind picks up, which it's starting to do now. What is the strategy? I know you've got the horsepower on the Suzuki to make those moves down the straight, but we know East London, it's really all about strategy.
For now, there's no strategy out there yet. Just go as fast as I can.
Hayden Jonas, an incredible first outing down at your hometown. Picked up the win against the world's best, really, in Steven Windal, Adolf and Blaze Baker. Coming into East London, the game plan?
Game plan pretty much to finish, gain vital points. A bit unfortunate Adolf is out, but and with Steven not being here and Blaze fourth in the championship, it's mine to lose. All I've got to do is come across the line strong, and if I walk away with 2 seconds or if I walk away with 2 firsts, it makes no difference. I'm walking with vital points and increasing my lead in the championship, so that's really what I want to do at the end of the day.
It's a long championship, and heading down and back into Joburg to the tracks like Swartkorps and Red Star, where you don't have much experience, so it's all about getting as many points as you can at the tracks that you do know.
Exactly. I mean, I just want to build myself a nice cushion for now, so when I do go to Joburg, I have a little bit of room to play with, and when I do go there, I might struggle a little bit, but at the end of the day, I just want to go fast on my bike, and I want to see what I can do in Joburg, because I have been there racing 125s and 250s, so I do know how the circuits go. I just got to make sure I get this bad boy set up.
And have you got the Samurai Kawasaki? Do you think it's going to be able to get one over Blaze Baker Suzuki?
We're going to find out in race 1. I'm feeling very strong, very confident. We're lining up on the grid together, first and second. And if I can get a good start, not like the start I got in Cape Town, but if I can get a better one, I'm going to try to stick with him. And it's a long race, and anything can happen.
Let's go racing. Adolf Bossov, our current Super 600 champion. A little bit of bad luck yesterday in one of the practice sessions, and unfortunately not racing today.
Yeah, no, I had an incident yesterday, and yeah, I'm gutted. We'll bounce back in Swartkorps, and hopefully it goes better there. Just good luck to all the riders today, and may they have a safe ride.
You've only got a 3-week break now till Swartkorps. The hand not looking too healthy now, so will we see you at Swartkorps?
Yeah, well, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to go to the physio. I'm going to get to the high oxygen chamber, and I think it will heal properly, and yeah, hopefully it goes well.
We were talking off camera about how many points that you're losing on the likes of Blaze Baker and Hayden Jonas. Do you think you'll have enough to maybe catch up through the year? You said it's lucky that this is not lucky, but it's a factor that it's happened so early in the year that you've got the rest of the year to catch up.
Yeah, racing anything can happen, as you can see. So I'm not worried, but it is a bit of points to catch back. It is possible. I'm just gonna have to work hard. Me and the team. I'm with the best team in South Africa in Asus Racing, so we keen to do it.
And before the crash, your Marway Yamaha, how were things going?
Yeah, it was going well. I was the fastest, so yeah, it's one of those things we're gonna have to work hard, eh?
Byron Bester, all the way up from Joburg, first time at the East London circuit. So what do you think?
It's really fast, it's something different, and the saying goes here, the boys get separated from the men because I enjoy the track. It's very fun, bumpy, but yeah, it's exciting and very different.
And Cape Town didn't have the best Cape Town. Unfortunately, had an incident in race 1, but you picked up some vital points in race 2. That's really what the championship is about. Here in East London, strategy, you're looking for a top 10, good qualifying, but is it about you want to try and get on that podium or?
Yeah, you know, things didn't really go to plan in Cape Town. Once again, first time there. Yeah, you know, we qualified 6 on the grid this for the races, you know, and race 2 I'm starting 7th. So, you know, it's pretty high up for me, and with such a large, you know, crowd, you know, it's exciting and it's, you know, heart pumping. So, yeah, we're going to aim for it.
As they make their way out onto the track for the first time today, we're going to catch up with one of 4 lady riders on this grid, Savannah Woodward.
Savannah, you've already won on the track here today. First time at the track, loving it, and what are your plans for the race?
My plans for the race is to try to do my best as I can, especially with my injured knee that happened in qualifying yesterday, unfortunately. But I'm very excited, and I've got to say a huge thank you to my sponsors, Mono Racing, Adrenaline Powersport, and Fuchs Lubricants. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
Okay, well, good luck to all the riders here. Watch out for Savannah coming through the field. First of the Super 600 race about to happen.
You can see Tim Cook walking through the grid there, ready to rock and roll. He just wants to get things going, the boss man from Gas Sports. And it's Hayden Jonas. Great ride from Kieran Snyman there. Incredible to see him moving up there for the Otto Racing squad and up onto the front row. But as we go to the second row, just having a look out my window, of course, we've got some real turnaround of riders that should be not as high up as what we've seen, particularly Aidan Liebenberg, who's made a massive turnaround on 600cc racing and got up to 5th place. The high-tech racing Kawasaki of Byron Bester is in 6th place, so he's turned that 12 into half. Then we go back to young Rudman, Malcolm Rudman. A good effort as well coming out of Jesse Boshoff on the Silver Dream Racer, being assisted by the MTech Racing squad of Ricky Morais. And we heard from his youngster a little bit earlier on today. And as we make our way through the back end, we don't see the most important factor there is Adolf Boshoff. Now, Rob spoke to him earlier on, and we found out why. Looks like we are live on Facebook as well. So if you're on Facebook, a big welcome to you. It's been a little bit of an issue to get the Facebook all sorted out, but we are back on, and we are now live on Facebook as well. So if you want to catch all this action, please tell your friends all about us. We're on supergp.co.za/live-feed, or just go straight to the SuperGP Champions Trophy Facebook page. The live link is there, and you can see all this action. And a good effort as well to get that hustle sorted out by EFX Productions and Pro Timing and everybody behind this package here today. Brendan and his team doing a great job there to bring us live now on Facebook as Robert Portman comes to join me here. And it looks like we are going to be in for a great race. You were down on the grid. How electric was it down there? But with such a big field of riders.
That's awesome. I nearly headbutted Jesse Boshoff, took his leathers and went racing. No, it's incredible and great to see so many bikes on the grid. The regional guys joining us. They got the little R6 Cup down here in East London, so a little bit more Yamaha R6s out there. 2 R6s that are not out there, of course. Adolf Boshoff with the number 1 plate, and of course Stephen Windal overseas racing in the Spanish Moto 2, but still a great grid. Spoke to Savannah, she's looking really pumped. She's already won a race here today, so watch out. We've got a couple of lady riders. We've got Sandra Shelley, Savannah Woodward, Zante Otto, and of course
Cassidy
Simmons.
And a big thanks to her for giving us a great dinner last night. And her sponsor, Rockamomas.
I think I might even go there tonight again.
You may have to go
Hopefully
there.
Tonight it'll be free.
Yes, because last night it wasn't free, but it wasn't badly
It took
priced.
all my budget.
But my whole budget from Tim Cook has now gone down into Rockamomas.
The 250 rand we get paid is now gone.
Oh, Jesus, you're getting that much?
No,
I only got 50.
I left a good...
I think you've got a deal that I don't know about.
Yeah, listen.
All right, let's bring him to the line, Rob. It's a Suzuki on the front row, and as I was just mentioning while you were downstairs, you didn't hear it, you probably didn't hear it as well. Great birthday present there for Stuart Baker, the boss man of Suzuki, to get that pole position.
For sure.
And a possibility of getting a victory here today.
No, he's
with
the
those
man to
two
beat.
Yamahas not being here, he's definitely going to be the man to beat. He's got some very talented riders right with him, though, and an incredible ride. I was saying while you were talking and getting in touch with Savannah there, what a ride from Kieran Snyman to get up into 3rd.
Yeah, and just behind them, the local man, Kevin Redmond, so watch out for him, also on a Yamaha R6. So there's so many factors that could play into this race. I do think Blaze Baker is going to be the man to beat. Jonas will go with him, but we've seen the turn of pace that Doug Lang and the boys from Suzuki have got out of that Uncle Andy's Suzuki. So Blaze Baker, I think, is the man to beat. A little bit of tactics here from Jonas, the last man on the grid. So we're about to get under starters orders. Wally Pappas, our clerk of the course, is going to tell them, yep, there we go. And it's all about going into turn 1.
5-second board, lights about to go on and off. Watch for the start. Baker with a good start.
Brilliant.
Great start from Blaze Baker. He heads down into turn 1. He should get the whole shot as they start to fan out behind. Kevin Redmond getting a good start as well. Tucks in behind Jonas as they head towards Potter's Pass for the first time. Sneyman getting eaten up there. Can we see Aiden Lieberg squeezing through? He nearly did. Rudman goes with him. Around the outside comes Iotio. And there, what a start from that guy. Bossoff is in it. With Silver Dream Racer with MTech Racing assisting him this weekend. He is in with a hunt at the front end of this field and looking for a chance to get on a podium.
What a great start that from the local man, Redmond. He's going around the outside. He's not going to stop it. Oh, just too much excitement there for the young man, and it's so easy to do that. You get so excited and runs off. Ah, man, that's such a pity. We could have had a local rider on the podium. Yeah, that really would have set the scene, but unfortunately making the mistake early on. Could be the wind as well, but I think a little bit too much excitement there.
Yeah, I think also maybe a little bit of cold tires. If you see Rudman on the inside,
Liebenberg
he squeezes out and gets just ahead of Kieran Sneyman. Liebenberg eventually makes that move stick. He tried it on the first corner, couldn't quite get it. Here comes Bossoff. Oh, what a move from Bossoff! Can you believe that?
That guy.
And he's up under the saddle. Oh,
that
guy. I say no more. That guy. Yeah, exactly. That guy is giving us a bit of a run for our money here. And we're only on lap number 1. We've got 11 laps still to go. Oh, this is what it's all about. Super 600s are in the house here at East London. It's Africa Bike Week. It's SuperGP Champions Trophy. And arguably the most exciting racing in the country comes out of this class, and we're going to see more of it today.
Oh, you just see riders chopping and changing all the way through the field. The front two, we kind of expected this, that would get away. Jonas trying to do everything he can to go with Baker, but the battle is going to be for that top 10. It's literally going to be from 3rd down all the way to 10th. Oh, Hayden Jonas around the outside. There's no room there.
No, there is. There's just enough room to get a Kawasaki through.
There's not.
Can he get it through? No, he can't. Maybe he'll try through rifle. This is only like, another 40, 50 k's an hour faster through rifle. Oh, yes, there you go. Valentino Rossi style. Get that leg out. Don't allow Jonas through. Now, Jonas gets to the front. He'll do the same thing to Blaze Baker to try and avoid the up inside and maneuver to get through. Is that Rudman up in the 3rd place?
Yep, it is.
Rudman up in the 3rd place. That's Blaze Baker's good friend down the road. He only stays in Durban. Of course, the Pinetown man there doing a good job into 3rd place. And here we go. It's Aiden Liebenberg, Jesse Bossoff, behind them Iotso. Here comes Kieran Sneyman.
Dion Nelson.
Oh, Dion Nelson gets it out of shape. He's going onto the kart track.
He's run off there, so on going into the infield, there is a little bit of a tar section there, but there is a big bump, so let's hope that he's managed to keep that bike upright. Yep, he's cut straight across, so Dion Nelson losing out, but not going down, so that's great to see. That really is the big battle. Ianozo doing an incredible job for the Myway and Ass's racing team at the moment. He's got, what a ride from Aiden Liebenberg on the yellow bike there, our 390 champ. He's possibly going for a podium, first time. Hayden Jonas
using the tarmac, the rumble strip, and a little bit of the grass.
I don't know if I can watch.
Coming out of Beacon. Right, so come across the line. Let's quickly have a look and see how things stand. Right now, it is Aiden Liebenberg attacking 3rd place, Malcolm Rudman. Jesse Bossoff behind them. Then you've got Iotso, then you've got Kieran Sneyman, and then you've got Byron Bester. The high-tech racing and ride fast Kawasaki all over the back there. You've got Luca Gaspar. Remember, this is the first time that Luca stepped up into the 600cc category. The leader's heading down in towards Cochabana now. Rob Baker late on the brakes, foot out, and trying to keep Hayden Jonas at bay. Jonas just sitting pretty, waiting for a mistake from that Suzuki. The top two are getting away here and looking over the shoulder, just making sure there's enough breathing room. Oh, a little bit of roost there, I think, onto Aiden coming out of that guy, but that's what it's all about as they head down the beach straight into the gate and into the complex.
Yeah, coming into the complex now, this is Malcolm Rudman just there ahead of Aiden Liebenberg. What an incredible ride this has been from that young man on the Shop 74 bike, the Furcon construction bike, looking for his first podium in the Super 600 category. Looking so smooth here at East London. Really have to be smooth to get the fast lap times out of this circuit. They come now through the long right-hander, and he's definitely closing in. Hayden Jonas losing a little bit of time now to Blaze Baker out front. So it looks like Jonas, the Cape Town boy, has now lost that toe to the number 2 Suzuki out front.
Oh, Baker late on the brakes up in the Beacon. Look at 3, 4, 5 and 6 though. Very, very close stuff. Watch out for Dino Bambino. Dino slowly but surely making his way to the front end. And he's actually closing down. So as they come across the line here, well, Noddy Van G on the wall there having a look at these 600s going, geez, these boys have got these bikes all sorted out. And Dino now pulling away from Kieran Sneyman. Also looking to get away from Byron Bester. A little bit 2 by 2 they go through into Potters. And in Potters Pass, absolutely nothing in it there. Rudman trying to hang on, but you can see Liebenberg is applying the pressure.
Yeah, Dino doing an incredible job here. Remember, no Adolf Bossoff, so he's pretty much waving the flag for the Myway team and doing a great job there. He's not too far off the podium, so as Blaze Baker gets it all kinds of sideways, heading into Cochabana, and so does Malcolm Rudman there, as Dino now, he's up on the inside there, so one Kawasaki checked off the...
This is the fastest track in the country, so there's no doubt about you're going to see to get away from Liebenberg.
Well, through rifle range, the grid, it is flat out. All she's got 6 gear.
Oh man, Rodman had a big one there. Sorry, Rob, to jump in.
That's
and also, look at that. Where did that come from?
On the inside of that guy.
You go Bambino up the inside there. Dino Bambino sneaking on the inside of that guy and squeezing him out for 5th place.
Which just shows you that these guys are on it. And the wind, I promise you, the wind plays that factor. You're on the brakes, you think everything is going fine, and the wind will take your front wheel. And you've got to let go of the brakes, readjust, and the whole bike's offset. So it really is a hard job getting these bikes around the East London circuit. This is where that guy's so fast. But what a ride from Ianosa. Yeah. He did well to pick up good points in Cape Town, but now Onassis doing it once again, turning a newcomer into an established top 10 rider.
Yeah, but have a look at what he's doing as well, just for today's point of view. Taking a bad situation and having your championship contender out of the race. Don't worry, I have a second rider. He'll run top 3. Well, he's nearly there.
Jeez, he's up
an incredible ride there. He's in 6th place at the moment, but I can tell you that's nothing. It's going to change up because he's now moved up into 5th. He's ahead of Boshoff as they cross the line, and he now takes that 5 position away from that guy on the 69 bike. Behind them, closing in, Kieran Steyman, slowly but surely bridging that gap, and you can see he's got to find about half a second to get right up there with these two that we've got on screen right now. That's Silver Dream Racer, though, yesterday, Rob, was in the top 3 consistently. So we know that Boshoff has got something special maybe up his sleeve.
Yeah, coming now once again through rifle range. It's flat out stuff there. 6 gear, full taps. Also got Aiden Liebenberg on the inside of Malcolm Rudman, not making the move stick there. But Aiden Liebenberg, with that small stature compared to Malcolm Rudman ahead of him, will take... Oh, look at Jesse Boshoff just tapping the rear seat. He's got back past Dino and says, follow me. There's the podium just ahead of us.
You know what he's saying there? And it's a great effort there because, I mean, he has got slightly more experience, I think, than what Iota will have. But what he's saying to him is, stay with me because if we work together...
It's a podium.
There's no doubt I can get that onto the back of the podium position, battle, and fight for a podium. If we don't work together, you're not going to bridge that gap. You've got to try and make 2 motorcycles go through the wind and go through the air quicker than one. And that's exactly what happens with the slipstream effect.
Well, look at the guys battling now for the podium. Aiden Liebenberg never had a podium in Super 600s. First gen Super 600s. Dino Iozo never had a podium in Super 600s. First gen Super 600. Jesse Boshoff never had a podium. So we could potentially have a new rider on the podium there. So like you said, Jesse Boshoff looking, he can see that podium just ahead of him, and he's saying, right, let's not duff each other up. Let's put our heads down and go after that podium. Not a good start for Kieran Steyman from the front row of the grid. He won't be happy with that. Iozo makes the pass again. That R6, a little bit more horsepower than the Kawasaki machine. Also a slightly smaller stature rider. But here, where the weight counts now to the fast right-handers, you'll see Jesse Boshoff. He can close right back in, and on the brakes will make the move on the inside.
Now you've got to take into account, with all of those things you've just been talking about, who is going to get the Bridgewater Logistics rider of the day. If any of those guys get on the podium, they're definitely going to be in contention.
Yep.
And as they head down onto the braking markers now, Iota starting to pull a little margin over Jesse Boshoff. Boshoff going to try and stay with him. As I said, the two of them working together, and they are working exceptionally well together to close in. Yep. They are closing in on the back end, and I think Aiden Liebenberg's board better be telling him shortly, very quickly, that he's losing ground to the 2 riders coming from behind. They've certainly upped the pace in terms of Jonas's pit board. He's now put in the fastest lap of the race, a 1:23.1. That is an average lap of 170 kilometers an hour.
They do know there's corners, these riders, eh? They do know that there's a brake lever that you can use now and then. Good ride, recovery ride from Kevin Redmond after that brilliant start, running off the track up into top 10. William Friend just behind him. Great to see another Suzuki on the grid. Sandra Shelley, the first of our lady riders, there in 12th position. But look at that, Aiden Liebenberg now made the move, but runs slightly wide, and Malcolm Rudman makes the move again. So it's going to be a drag down to the line, side by side stuff. How many times have we seen this at East London? We've actually seen bigger things happen than that. Riders collide down here on the front straight.
How's a little conversation happening there between the two of them, eh? Only at about 250 kilometers an hour. Just take your hand off, going, listen, stay with me. Let's just try and ride at you. Oh, unbelievable stuff there from these 4. And now it's 4 riders. Yeah. It is certainly 4 riders fighting for the podium now, and every single one of them has not been on a podium other than Rudman. Rudman got a podium at Desi's Raceway last year, so he's the only one who shouldn't be as hungry. But if you've got these 3, they are going to be starving for a podium position. Wow.
No traction control on these bikes, and you can see it there. Jesse Boshoff just asking a little bit too much of that ZX6 machine. So now coming in there, Ianosa makes the move, but Jesse Boshoff going to straight back on the inside. So Boshoff, he's given up the ghost on trying to let Ianosa follow him. He just wants to be ahead, and he's chasing down now for that podium. They're coming into a couple of back markers I saw there. I think it's Gareth Gaelic. No, it's definitely not Gareth Gaelic, because he's running up in 12th position. So what a ride from Gareth all the way up from Cape Town.
Phenomenal effort there from the Formula Autos, and of course doing a great job there for 7 stars as well. His energy drink sponsor, but now coming up onto the braking markers. They've bridged the gap again, and in fact it looks like Aiden Lieberg has dropped the hammer. He wants to get away now from Rudman. He's got through on him and is going to try and squeeze a little bit of a margin out the halfway stage to get away from the battle behind. Hayden Jonas still hanging on for second there. Of course he's in front. Blaze Baker's disappeared. He is 5.5 seconds up the road from Jonas, who is in turn about 5.5 seconds ahead of this battle that we're watching. And this is an epic battle. This is what Super 600 is all about. As I said, arguably some of the most exciting racing we get in the country in any form of motorsport comes out of this class. And Hayden Jonas.
Blaze Baker's gone. Blaze Baker, our Suzuki rider, is gone. We've just seen on the timing screens now that Blaze Baker, the Suzuki rider, our leader, by over 5 seconds. Greg picked up on it just now and said there's a yellow flag in the complex.
I think he's crashed in the complex.
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure that he's crashed in the complex, but unfortunately our camera didn't pick up on it. And I saw the green flag coming out of the complex, which gave me an indication that there was a possibility of Blaze Baker having some problems. I'm just picking up now. Baker is coming into pit lane. I can see him out my window. He's in pit lane and going into pit lane. So if our camera crew can maybe pick up on that out of turn camera 6, it's Blaze Baker, race 1 early winner, early leader by 5.5 seconds, pulling into pit lane. He's in the pit box now down at Suzuki.
Can you believe it? I mean, our leader, we've got Blaze Baker, Doug Lang. Yeah, there's the shot. We've got the shot there. There is Blaze Baker in the pits. Oh, man, 5-second lead. And unfortunately just dropping it. Oh, man, potentially could be
coming out. We've got a podium position now. Let's go back to that podium battle. The podium battle is now going to heat up. Here we. Oh, Rudman!
Oh, my.
What are you doing, Rudman?
I wonder if Liedenberg actually skipped a gear because Rudman was in the slipstream and had to pull a maneuver to get out of the slipstream. But like I said, look at this now. It's a 4-way battle for second and third place. And all of these guys are going to be going for it. There is no race tactics involved here whatsoever. Inozo with great drive. He's now on the inside, up into a potential third position. Be brave to make it stick there. But Inozo and that guy, Jesse Borsov, they are coming for that podium.
Yeah, Rudman has got his work cut out for him now. He's got 3 extremely hungry riders for a podium position on his tail. Led out by Aiden Liebenberg, the Furcore Construction and Shop 74 bike all over the back end of Rudman. Rudman and, well, who would you like to be in this little battle? I'd kind of like to be where Jesse Borsov is right now, waiting for someone. Byron Bester also falling by the wayside, and looks like it might be an issue there for Byron Bester, someone on track, because he's dropped right off our timing screen. So it looks like the High-Tech Kawasaki has had an issue. He's actually in pit lane. I can see him down the pit lane here. So High-Tech Racing's Kawasaki rider Byron Bester having to pull into pit lane as well. He's got the bike going again. He's about to make his way back on track to try and secure as much as he can. Looking down at the back end, looks like it might be an issue on the back of the bike. No, it's not Byron. It is Byron. It is Byron Bester who's making his way back out. I just wanted to double check on the helmet there. So Byron Bester back on track. And he's going to come in just ahead of this little battle. You'll see him coming out of pit lane there. There he is on the left-hand side of the screen, looking back into Hayden Jonas. That is your race leader. Jonas leads out on the Samurai Kawasaki. Here's the battle for second. 4 motorcycles, Rob, with 3 laps to go.
Oh, this is so impressive. And it's Kawasaki, Yamaha, Kawasaki. So that Yamaha really is sandwiched between Kawasaki's. This is where Ianoza has a real good turn of pace. He lights that Yamaha up, closes right onto the rear end of Liebenberg, who struggles just a little bit there. Ianoza once again on the inside. Is he going to make it stick? No. Oh, it's flat out through there, and the guys are still chopping and changing positions. Bester uses his experience there. He's not involved in the race. Maybe he can just tag onto the back of these guys and just see what kind of race pace that he has. But at the moment, that guy has got through now. So Jesse Borsov, Liebenberg looks behind him. He's currently in third, but he knows that's not going to stick for a while. Going into the complex here is where things always change up into the top of the hill. And just talking about Hayden Jonas up front, he could potentially be leading East London with a massive points lead because there's no Borsov, there's no Oudendal, and now there's no Blaze Baker. Those were his 3 rivals down in Cape Town.
Yes, indeed. We're looking at a potential new championship leader. That's no doubt about it, Rob. We've still got another race to do today, so let's not count the chickens before the
Inozo's gone.
Inozo's gone. Inozo's gone as well. We've lost the My Way Yamaha. Looks like there's been an issue going into the complex. So have a look in the complex if we can, guys. And our team down in the OB unit hopefully can pick up on the My Way Yamaha gone missing. Oh! What is Borsov thinking? Borsov with a big maneuver under braking, got it all wrong and takes out Rudman. Borsov and Rudman coming together. Borsov getting it all wrong on the brakes and takes Rudman out. And now it is Liebenberg all on his own. Liebenberg has been gifted a second place here. Rudman is out. Iotso's back on. He's made a mistake, but he's back on and crossed the line in third place. And Rudman has got a massive problem here. Rudman, let's have a quick replay if we can have a look at that. But you can see coming under braking, Jesse Borsov trying some late braking down into the final.
He just got a two sideways.
It's going to come any second. The Cortec Kawasaki, unfortunately, he's got going again. Doesn't look like there's too much damage as he bangs, trying to find. Here we go.
No, that's Jesse Borsov. He's back up and running.
back and running.
But now this is the battle for the podium. Luca Gaspar and Kieran Snyman.
Who in your right mind would think that Luca Gaspar, in his first outing on a 600cc, would be trying to close down?
So
is back. He is back. I think he made a mistake and maybe got a false neutral again into the complex. He eventually got it going again, but he's now... Listen, I mentioned it earlier on. If you can't get your race top man in the team to win a race because he's got an injury, you can't have a better man than Dino Bambino to stick up and possibly steal a third place. Here's the replay. Borsov under braking.
Sideways. Watch the rear end just come out. He loses traction in the rear. And he just puts it down. There's nowhere to go. Oh, man.
Rudman was the burn.
Rudman was just a passenger. Nothing he could do there. Completely Jesse Borsov's fault. And not intentional for sure. Byron Best is still with problems. But Jesse Borsov just lost the traction, unfortunately. And down he went, taking out Malcolm Rudman with him. So unfortunate accident there for sure.
Yeah, I think Byron's just circulating just to try and keep the points in the bag if he can score anything in terms of the regional points or the national points. But quick recap now. Jonas leads out 6.5 seconds up the road from Aiden Liebenberg. He was the man who avoided that crash in the final turn, fortunately, and managed just to get away from those two. So as the rest come through, that is Rudman trying to make up some ground. And on the inside of Dominic Doyle, so it means Rudman is down in about 14th or 15th place after getting back onto the motorcycle.
There's our rocking mama. She's about to be lapped now there by Aiden Liebenberg. So that's Cassidy Simmons on the R6 just being lapped there. Here comes Ianozo. He's also coming through some of the locals now. Impressive still to be up there in third after a little bit of a mistake going into the complex or some kind of thing. Hayden Jonas, this man is miles out front. So this could be, he could potentially leave East London with over 50. Oh, that is Dominique.
No, Brandon Staffen.
That's Brandon Staffen.
Brandon Staffen down.
Rider.
It looks like also at Beacon. So Staffen going down. So no overtaking into Beacon now. There'll be yellow flags there. Not going to affect this man. He doesn't have to worry about anybody overtaking. I don't think getting up there. Maybe a back marker that could be Byron. No, maybe not. But as they get to the top of the hill, are there anybody that's going to be affected? No, it is Byron. 100%. Byron Best is the man out the way. He won't worry about. He will move completely out of the way as we come to the flag.
Yeah, the flag.
Can you believe this?
What a race.
Hayden Jonas gifted a victory after his two arch rivals, not here and injured. Then he fights hard with Suzuki's Blaze Baker, who looked like he was the man to beat this weekend. And it all changed up. Baker with a problem. Jonas takes the victory. That's his first win in an official SuperGP Champions Trophy. Remember, he was a wildcard rider 2 years ago when they went down to Cape Town. He wasn't actually classed as a Super 600
he's going for the championship.
He's now a championship contender. And Samurai are going to be stoked with this. They've had 2 races and 2 podiums.
Aiden Liebenberg, first podium in his first year in Super 600s. Dino Ianozo, first podium in his first year in Super 600s. Luca Gaspar, 4th in his first season in Super 600s.
His first race.
Can you believe it?
First race in 600s, he gets a 4th place.
Brandon Staffen still stranded there, so I wonder if he's picked up some kind of injury there on that triumph. So unfortunate there for the Cape Town man. Just behind him,
third race, he was in 3rd place on the grid. He finished up in 5th, so top 5 for Kieran Snyman.
Brilliant
Redmond, who was in 4th, comes up to 6th place, so nice recovery from him after the mistake he made down there. Redmond will be a factor in the second race, Rob.
For sure.
If he doesn't mess it up, he'll be a factor.
What an incredible race. This was at the start of the race. You could see Blaze Baker was out front. He was being pressured by Jonas, but eventually pulled up a 5-second lead, all just to throw it away. You could see Blaze Baker getting it all kinds of sideways there, going down into Cochabana. Malcolm Rudman had a comfortable 3rd place at one stage. Ianozo was coming through though on the My Way Yamaha R6 machine, and he brought that guy Jesse Borsov with him. Aiden Liebenberg was always in the mix. Coming into the final turn there, you could see the battle that was incurring here for that final podium position. This was for 2nd and 3rd because Blaze Baker dumped it somewhere in the infield going into here. Aiden Liebenberg trying to make the move on Rudman, who was so late on the brakes. Ianozo, there was the mistake. You could see the My Way Yamaha having to pull out there and running off the track. Luckily to still come on and pick up that final podium position, but it left these 3 guys to battle it out. This was the big mistake. You could see Jesse Borsov gets the rear wheel locked up and out of control and taking out Malcolm Rudman. Those were 2 potential podium finishers out of the race. That allowed Aiden Liebenberg a comfortable 2nd position. This was the racing further down the field. Dominic Doyle, that was the massive crash that from Brandon Staffen on the Triumph. A big error there from the rider, and unfortunately just being helped out by the ambulance there, so we'll have to wait and see if he can make it for race number 2. But it was all about the Samurai Kid, the man from Cape Town, your championship leader. Hayden Jonas crosses the line untouched to pick up race number 1 win here in East London. Greg is down with the riders, so we'll go down to the podium ceremony. Stick with us. It's Super GP racing coming up just a little bit later. I'll go down to the grid and catch up with those riders, but for now, it's Greg down at the podium with your top 3.
But let's get them up here. In 3rd place, and doing a great job to step up onto the podium, considering that his teammate and championship number 1 plate holder wasn't available. What a ride there from Dino Bambino Iozzo.
Well done, boy.
A super effort as well from another young man who's only in his second outing in 600s. So just be aware of this fact, ladies and gents. He, of course, is our outgoing Super Junior champion. He's shown that that's how the progress is supposed to happen. You go from Super Juniors into Super 600s, and in your second race, you're already on the podium. Let's hear it for Aiden Liebenberg for Furcor and Shop 74. And finally, at the front end. And yes, he's going to take it because this, of course, is his first official victory in Super 600s. As a wildcard rider, he got to the top of the podium in Cape Town, but it wasn't an official victory. This time it is for Samurai Racing on the Kawasaki. It's the kid, Hayden Jonas. Tim Cook from Gas Sports is going to be handing out the third place trophy there to Iozzo. And that's a very, very well-earned trophy there. Lee Watson from Diode is going to hand out second place. Just watch the track stands there, Lee. And there's second place to Aiden Liebenberg, and a high five there to Hayden. And Stephen Watson from Diode is going to also hand out there to our top man, Hayden Jonas, his first official Super GP Champion trophy. Yeah, we got some happy campers up there, that's for sure. Let's have a quick chat to our top 3 and see what the race situation was like. Bambino, down you come. You haven't done this yet, but this is going to be a good interview. I stand by for a good interview here from Dino. Dude, your teammates, and of course the man who was running at the front end the whole yesterday with a bit of injuries, we kind of spoke about it upstairs in the commentary booth saying, you know, Dino's had his time, he's kind of bided his time coming through. All of a sudden it opened up and you were in it.
Yeah. No, I was feeling great on the bike and I just kept pushing and pushing, and every time I caught somebody it just thrived me more to up and put more gas to it. So overall I think it was one of my best runs so far.
Tim, that was just a little sports gas that he was talking about there. So, yeah, it all worked out well. Now, of course, a couple of guys that had problems. There was Kevin Redmond, who went wide on the first one. He's got pace. You know that he's got pace. You've got Byron Best, who's got pace as well. They're going to get those bikes sorted out. It's probably going to be no longer 4 motorcycles, potentially 10 bikes.
Yeah, it was a pity that they did go down because they were also one of my main targets. And, well, because they went down, I got a third, but it's a pity that they went down.
Well, you've had the target practice now. How much is it going to take to go 2 steps up?
I think I can get there. A little bit more practice and time on the bike, and I'm sure I'll be up there.
No doubt about it. Congratulations. That's a great first podium for you. Head on out there and go and enjoy the team spoils. Aiden, come on in, buddy. Dude, we spoke to you yesterday, and all the guys in East London at the Bike Festival were thinking to themselves, how does a youngster like this step from a 390 on a 600 and make it look so easy? And then you go and put it on the podium.
I don't know how I did it. I pushed so hard. I don't know how I stayed on the bike. That was an awesome race. When I came here this weekend, it was my first time. I didn't even expect like top 5. So this result's just excellent and a real confidence booster.
If anybody was watching on Facebook or on supergp.co.za, the live streaming that's happening, and they saw that incident with Jesse going up the inside and getting it wrong on the brakes, the biggest eyes in the whole of East London were under your helmet.
Well, Jesse came in a bit too hard. He came up the inside of me and unfortunately took out Malcolm. He just ran into him and yeah.
Can you go 1 step higher?
I'll try my best, yeah.
We're looking forward to that and congratulations on the second place. Good job. Come on in, you kid. Dude, I know you're stoked. I can see it. I can see it on the whole slowdown lap, how stoked you were. You kind of just stopped off on the left-hand side there and had a look on the left-hand side for a bit of potential of some waves and some kiteboarding, though.
No, definitely saw some big waves out there. No, but what an awesome race. I mean, Blaze ran an unbelievable race, and we got to the point where I thought, okay, he's going to just maintain the gap, and I'm just going to try just stick there. But when he went down, I thought, cool, now's my time to shine. My board just said calm the entire time. Other than that, I just ran a clean race, but when I was chasing Blaze, I was pushing a bit hard, and the high-sided botters and coming to the sweep before Beacon. But other than that, a fantastic day, and this is Jacques. This one's for you. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday to my cousin, and just thank you to Jacques for prepping an awesome bike. Team Samurai, we're taking this show by storm, and I'm really over the moon. Hard luck to Adolf. It would have been nice to have him there. And Blaze, see you next race, bro.
Right, as the Super 600s make their way onto the grid, ladies and gents, you can see this is for race number 2 now. The Diode Super GP Champions Trophy in East London as part of the Africa Bike Week. And we've seen some fantastic racing at the front end of this field. Rob Portman is going to be down on the grid, and I think he's making his way to try and catch up with some of the riders and find out what's happening there. I'm hoping he's going to get down to Blaze Baker because, as you would have heard in the interim, if you have been with us the entire time on live streaming, Blaze Baker will be back on the grid, and he will be on William Friend's Suzuki 600 as they've chopped and changed that bike and given Blaze a chance to go and fight it out. Rob is down on the grid, just waiting to speak to the man himself. There we go.
Made a mistake. Are you ready for race number 2?
Yeah, you know, our team and my teammate, they've put an excellent effort in. A huge thank you to my teammate William Friend for helping me out and, you know, making me able to start this race too, you know. So, yeah, the bike feels good, and let's see what we can do now in the second race.
Well, good luck to Blaze Baker and the rest of the riders. Let's go see if we can catch up with someone further down the grid.
Rob, how awesome is it to see that not only Blaze Baker's back on the grid, but who was his brolly babe there? None other than Adolf Boshoff, holding the umbrella for his arch rival. A quick chat there to Jesse Boshoff, standing by quickly to have a quick chat with him. Rob Portman, let's find out from that guy.
Yeah, I'm with that guy now on the grid. Jesse, incredible ride in race number 1 until it all went wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately I misjudged the slipstream a bit. I got sucked in on the brakes and it's just tried to take one rider and ended up taking both. So last minute I had to put the bike down so I don't T-bone Malcolm. Apologies to him, but I'm glad we both got the bikes up and running and we're good for second race.
Looking for that podium?
I'm hunting. It's been a long time coming. It's been difficult to get here, but we finally here thanks to my dad and everybody that supported me. And we're going to give it our best shot. I'm trying not to be as wild as I was into that corner, but I'll make up somewhere else.
Okay, before I get blown off the grid, let's go. Race to action, Super 600s.
Yes, indeed. Super 600s on the grid there, Rob. Thanks so much for the hustle. Getting down there and having a quick chat to some of the riders. Uncle Andy's racing. Suzuki's back on the front row and on pole position there. So great to get that effort put in by Doug and Daryl. And the two of them have worked frantically to whip all the kit that was required off William Friend's bike, or vice versa, off Blaze's bike, to get one motorcycle on the track for Blaze Baker to go and get back into the hunt here for a victory for Suzuki. Alongside him, it's going to be race 1 winner there, all the way from Cape Town, the Kid, and Samurai Racing Kawasaki mounted Hayden Jonas looking for the double on the day. Front row is made up, of course, of Malcolm Radman, rider who went down uncharacteristically and unfortunately after a mistake there from that guy, as you've just heard. And unfortunately, both those riders back on the track as we head into the warm-up lap. Off the line, heading down into the race itself for the first time. You can see everybody is back on track, including Byron Bester, with issues on a slow puncture, Rob, which I got sent from Gary van der Spey, just explaining what the issue was there from Byron Bester's point of view, and finding out what had gone down with him. Also looking to see what had happened, unfortunately, with his teammate, who also fell by the way, so I didn't quite get the information from the team that I was hoping to find out what happened with Luke McGregor as he went backwards after a great start, looking to improve in the second start now. And as you can see, they all come streaming down to Cochabana, sorting things out. Top lady rider in the shot right there, just on the left-hand side in the all-yellow machine there for Shop 74. That is Sandra Shelley. She finished up just in the top 10, and a really awesome effort there from the young lady. Looking a little bit further back in the field, a couple of other young ladies to take into account. We've already seen Trixie take 2 victories of the day for the AMSC class, and the local category here being bolstered a little bit by some lady competitors, namely Savannah Woodward. And then you've also got the Ginger and Rockamama's rider there, Cassidy Simmons, fighting in that pack too, and Zante. So it's 4 lady riders in the 600cc class.
Yeah, great to have them part and parcel of this championship. They really have improved since we've been watching them. We've pretty much followed their careers from when they started a couple of years ago, and to see them and the lap times that they're able to push out now is incredible. Here we go now. The man just behind Blaze Baker there in shot, bike number 41. Watch out for him, the local man. He had to turn the pace in race number 1, made that mistake early on. He's just got to keep his composure, especially in the first couple of laps. It's very easy, especially when you're so hyped and all that adrenaline, to make those little mistakes. He made the mistake, came back for an incredible ride. So if he can just set off with the leaders, keep his composure, he could potentially be looking at another new rider on the podium.
Kevin Redmond is the man that Rob's talking about. There he is coming to the line. So Redmond got it all wrong down into Cochabana. Late on the brakes, trying to make an early move, which he could have maybe waited a little bit later to do. And it caught him out. He ran wide off onto the grass and right to the back of the pack and had to fight his way through. There's a man who's already been on the podium, 62, the Furcore construction bike there, Aiden Liebenberg. And here we go as we come under starters orders now for race 2 of Super 600s. The Brat Pack are in the house. Most of these riders are still in their teens. Only just got out of the teens, a lot of them. And the 5-second board flips over. Here we go. Lights are on. Lights off. And we go racing. Blaze Baker with a great start. A nice start from Hayden Jonas as well. He goes alongside him. Kevin Redmond going to get off the line incredibly well. Right behind Malcolm Rudman. Rudman and Redmond heading down towards turn number 1. Potter's Pass on the tailpiece there. In fact, just squeezing through that guy. Already starting to put some pressure on Jesse Bossoff. Sneaks up the inside of Redmond as they come out of Potter's down towards Rifle. It's Jesse Bossoff looking for a chance to squeeze through. Rudman hits the front. Rudman gets the front, and it's basically the two KwaZulu-Natal Banana boys at the front end of the field. Baker under pressure, on the brakes, gets back at Rudman into Cochabana.
Oh, great move there from Blaze Baker on the inside. Latest of the late breakers there. But Hayden Jonas is in third place there, so the two Durban boys are out front. Good start from Liebenberg as well. Kewan Snyman a slightly better start as well, but Kevin Redmond is right where he wants to be at the moment, so he's made it through Cochabana safe and sound. It's the infield for the first time, so it's Ginger as they flick over onto the left hand side of the tyre for the first time so far in the race. Still Blaze Baker, but he's got his good mate Rudman right on his tail, and Jonas just behind them. Look at Liebenberg putting all kinds of pressure now on the fourth place man Kevin Redmond there.
Yeah, Redmond under pressure there. You can see Liebenberg looking to get up into that top 3 hunt. He's bringing along the rest of the pack of riders. Oh! A massive moment for Kewan Snyman onto the dirt. The whole back tyre went off track, and he was very lucky to survive that. At that back straightaway into Beacon turn. It might affect his turnability. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And you can see pressure from Bossoff. Bossoff all over the back of him, trying to squeeze through. Can he find? No, not Bossoff. I beg your pardon. It's Dion Nelson. Dion Nelson applying the pressure there to Kewan Snyman as he went off track ever so slightly.
Just behind him, it's Byron Bester with a much better start up in the 9th. Luke McGregor, his teammate, right on his tail. Luke Gaspar, remember, our 4th place finisher from race number 1. Dino Iozo, they're in 12th place. The podium man, so not where he wants to be. He's got a lot of work to do. Look at Redmond now, up into 3rd place. He's made the move. Oh, he's getting very tight there. Oh, almost the same mistake he made in race number 1. Manages to hold on to it. So the local man, the local East London crowd, get on your feet because your man is up in 3rd place at the moment.
Yeah, I think a great job there. Really super effort there from Redmond as he comes under braking for gate corner, closing in on Rudman. So Redmond battle continues. Rudman and Redmond, they're 2nd and 3rd behind Blaze Baker. Baker, what a turnaround here for Blaze Baker. Hats off, as I mentioned earlier on, to William Friend for sacrificing his ride and giving Baker a chance to still fight up for this championship. Look at Liebenberg. Liebenberg is tucked in there in 5th place. 6th place, it's Jesse Bossoff. We've got 6 riders fighting for the lead here. This is Super 600s in the house.
Oh, this is why it's one of the best categories in the world. Never mind just in South Africa. You can see all the riders getting sideways as they go into the final turn there. The wind just pushing them offline. Not really where they want to be at the moment. But look at this. We've got 6 bike train at the front. It's Baker, Rudman, Redmond. Who's there? That's Jonas there in 4th place. Yeah. Aiden Liebenberg and that guy, Jesse Bossoff. As close as that. Dion Nelson just behind them. Kewan Snyman. Great recovery after he had his rear tyre in the dirt. But a good ride from Jesse Bossoff to recover. It wasn't an easy race number 1, but you heard from him on the grid. He just wants to go and he wants to get that podium.
And the fastest man on track is Jesse Bossoff. 23.600. So he is slowly but surely coming under attack and looking for a chance. Is he going to stop it? Ooh, here we go again. Oh, he gets in just. Jesse Bossoff living by the skin of that Silver Dream Racer's
on the dirt. Someone coming on the dirt, coming out of here. Must have been Aiden Jonas. Just flicking some stones up, roosting the 2 riders behind him. It's still Blaze Baker at the front of this field, but Redmond, much better riders, up into 2nd place now, slowly sneaking his way closer to the leader as they go through the infield for the 3rd time now of asking. And Jesse Bossoff hanging off that bike. This is really where he's so fast. Sticks it into that left-hand elbow in the dirt. That is impressive stuff from that guy. So looking up for this. Any one of these 6 riders can take this win.
I can tell you that, there's no doubt about it, and they're not too far behind. The 2nd pack, Dion Nelson, leads them out. In fact, as they come onto that back straight, it's Kewan Snyman that's returned to the lead of the 2nd pack. Dion Nelson into 2nd, and oh my goodness, it's getting real at the front now. They are starting to bang bars, they're starting to bang elbows, they're starting to throw those knee sliders at each other. Here they come across the line. Blaze Baker only just ahead of 2nd place Redmond. Redmond under attack now from Jonas. Jonas with Rudman on his tail. Then you got Bossoff and then Liebenberg. 6 bikes and nothing in it.
Blaze Baker, do not look behind you because you will get the fright of your life. Jesse Boshoff now up ahead of Malcolm Rudman, so those two are tail to pipe together once again, so we're going to have to watch out for that. Aiden Liebenberg now goes on the inside. He's not going to make the move stick there, but Hayden Jonas, he doesn't want to see Blaze Baker get away too much, although he did see it in race number 1 and Baker made the mistake, but I don't think we'll see the same mistake come from the Suzuki man here in race number 2. That battle for the second group, they're getting a little bit feisty now with Byron Vesta. He's come right up to the tail there in 9th position, just behind Dion Nelson and Kieran Sneyman. Dino, unfortunately, not having the same ride he saw in race number 1 there in 10th place. Gaspar 11th, McGregor 12th, Sandra Shelley, the first of the lady riders, in 13th, Gaelic 14th, Savannah Woodward in a brilliant 15th place. But it's all about the 6-park train at the front of the field. Hayden Jonas gets good drive now coming up to the final turn. Will he stick it on the inside? The Samurai Kid goes late on the brakes. He's going to put it on the inside of Redmond. No, he doesn't make it stick. So good late braking there from the local man Redmond, who's still in that second position. Running wide.
It's cost him though. Look at that. Redmond had to go wide and extremely wide out of the turn coming onto the main straight. Look at Rudman. Rudman is driving on the white line down pit lane to try and find a way through on Jesse Boshoff. Boshoff trying to keep him at bay. They both come across. Boshoff around the outside of Jonas. What a move there. Jeez. That is incredible. And now they're going to go on the inside. Can he go through in rifle on the inside of Liebenberg? He looks... No, he can't. Jonas came back at him. Jonas just squeezing him out, returning the favor that he got done to him in Potters. He comes back and does exactly the same thing to Boshoff. Boshoff has been caught out there. He loses another position. As you can see, Rudman comes back into it there and back into 5th place.
This is a Kawasaki battle of note. We've got 4 Kawasaki's going for that 3rd position. At the moment, it's Aiden Liebenberg up there in 3rd. Impressive ride once again from the rookie in the 600 class, dicing with his established stars in the Super 600s. As they come through the infield once again, you're just waiting for something to happen here in the infield because it's the tricky part of the circuit. You can see Liebenberg, he closes right on the tailpiece there now of the Yamaha rider Redmond just ahead of him.
Now Redmond doing a great job of hanging on a second. There's a problem in the complex there. We see a green flag waving on the exit of the complex. There's the problem.
Cassidy Simmons,
the Rockamama's rider, lady rider, unfortunately going down in the complex. Oh, look at this! Jonas sideways, Liebenberg sideways. Liebenberg runs wide, Jonas up the inside into 2nd. Redmond coming back. Oh man, it just doesn't get better than this. Chop, change, you name it. Blaze Baker saying, you know what? I'm out of here.
I don't want any part of this. Yeah, I'm getting out of here. So that Doug Lang and the team and William Flynn will be watching this and happy to give that bike to his teammate because he's doing an incredible job at the moment. Hayden Jonas, I think he's seen that and he's got to hurry up now because he has put in a couple of really hard moves there to get up into 2nd place at the moment.
Redmond trying to come back at Jonas now on their tail. Liebenberg and Rudman. A little bit of lost ground there to Jesse Boshoff, as you said. Now coming down on the braking markers. Boshoff will be good on the brakes. Gearing down, sliding into Cocobana corner. Kevin Redmond hanging on for dear life, trying to keep out the pack that is on his tail. Led out by Liebenberg. Here comes Rudman. Redmond, Liebenberg heading down into gate corner behind Jonas. Watch for late braking from Rudman. Can he squeeze through? Rudman's going to try. He is. He's on the inside of gate. He gets ahead of Liebenberg. And he forces him off. Thanks for coming. I'm coming through here.
Yeah, just shoved it on the inside and gave Aiden Liebenberg no chance to fight back. So unfortunately, Liebenberg now not at the back of that group. It's Jesse Boshoff just behind there. The green flag saying the track is okay. But look at Jonas now. Because of all that fighting, he's extended his lead there in 2nd place and is now actually chasing down Blaze Baker. The battle for 3rd is now between 4 riders. On the inside, Malcolm Rudman into the final turn. He goes on the inside. He's going to make that move stick. Redmond, you can see slightly wider and that's touch. Aiden Liebenberg just gave Redmond a slight little tap to let him know that he's there.
Yeah, he lost a little bit of ground unfortunately with that little tap and now Jesse Boshoff capitalizes on that and goes flying through. They head down towards turn number 1 there with a small issue with camera 1. As you can see, we're staying with this one as they fly through Potters. Nice to see this angle actually.
That was actually a nice
Quite a nice shot to see them all cruise through Potters. Absolutely ballistic missile style. And speaking of ballistic missiles, well, it's Blaze Baker on the last pass doing a 1:23.2. 23.3s coming out of Hayden Jonas trying to close down, and Jonas has also bridged a small gap after these 4 went at it. Oh, Redmond sideways again. Rudman right with him. Rudman had a big look as Kevin Redmond got out of shape.
Dino's up into 8th place now, just ahead of Dion Nelson. Byron Bester in 10th, Gaspar, Luke McGregor, Sandra Shelley up in 13th, Gareth Gallick 14th, Dominic Doyle rounding out your top 15 at the moment, but he's in a big battle there with Jonathan Webster, Savannah Woodward, Gabriel Maudberg and Zante Otto, with Luca Coccioni just behind them. But it's very much about this, the podium battle. At the moment it's Rudman there in 3rd place. Redmond starting to lose a little bit of a grip now, maybe in those Pirelli tyres, because he's just starting to fall a little bit away from the Kawasaki riders and the Suzuki rider ahead of him. Now coming under huge pressure from Aiden Liebenberg as they come into the final turn. Liebenberg's going to make that move on the inside and tick another box off closer to that podium finish.
No, he sneaks up on the inside of Redmond. Redmond running wide and getting it sideways as well. So I'm sure Redmond might have pushed, even though he's got fresher rubber, because he didn't finish the first race, remember, he's pushed that Pirelli rubber to its limit and maybe a little bit over it. So he's starting to feel the effects of the rubber starting to give away here. And we've just gone past the halfway stage. 7 of 12, 5 to go.
Redmond.
Ooh, Redmond on the inside. Can he? No, he can't. Liebenberg shuts the door. He has to follow him line of stern through there. They both close on Rudman. So the corner speed of Liebenberg and the corner speed of Redmond seem to be slightly better. And there you can see it going through Ruffle. What a move! Liebenberg through Ruffle sneaks ahead and gets up the inside. Can he keep it all together? Rudman coming back at him. Under braking for Kokobana, and Rudman gets back at him. Wow. Top quality racing out of these riders. No holds barred.
Aiden Liebenberg just showing that he is not afraid to dance with the big boys here in the Super 600s. Remember, our KTM 390 champ from last year, he's used to rubbing elbows. He did it the whole of last year with the likes of Tyrese Robert and the boys there in the 390 class, but now doing it with these...
he's made a mistake.
He made a big mistake. Can he hold it together? Did very well to hold that together, because it could have easily lost the front end of that Kawasaki. Unfortunately, Aiden Liebenberg now out of that podium position battle, dropping down on the infield section.
Yeah, a little rookie mistake there, I think, from the youngster. Remember, this is only his second race in the 600cc class, and he was already second place in the first time of asking here today. So up to the top of the hill, Rudman, Redmond and Bossoff. Can we get Jesse Bossoff on the podium? How awesome would that be? Here they come across the line, a complete lap number 8. We got 4 to go. It's Baker from Jonas. Rudman in 3rd now, all on his own sim, and it looks like Redmond falling into the clutches. Look in the background. Look at the battle in the background as well. An incredible battle starting to rage there. We're going to try and wait for it. Here they come down towards us at turn 1. Look at the front end of this battle. Iotso, he was 3rd place in race number 1. He's got Kuhn Sneyman, and here comes Byron Bester. Bester on the inside. Can he make 2 stick? No, he can't. And right on his tail, Dion Nelson looking for a chance. Iotso and Kuhn Sneyman absolutely locking it out. Look at that! Touching coming out of Potter's Pass. Bester not holding anything back. Bester goes up the inside. At the exit point of Potter's Pass, he's going to go up the inside now of Iotso. Can he make it stick? 13 and 12 fighting into Kokobana.
Byron Bester raced EJC overseas. Lost anything. Oh, that was Dion Nelson. Big high side out of the seat. He manages to get it all together. But Byron Bester just looks behind, gives him the I'm sorry, but I had to come through. And now the 2 Kawasaki men chasing down the Marway Yamaha rider just ahead of him. So Byron Bester, he's up for this, because elbows were out there. EJC-esque from last year. But Byron Bester not having the season he wanted so far. And you can see he's trying to make up for it now in race number 2.
Yeah, Byron Bester's all over the back end of Iotso. He wants to come back. Remember, it was a slow puncture that affected his first race, so you can see he's got the pace. He probably had the pace if he'd got away a little bit higher up in the field in the second start to run with the front runners. Here they come up towards Beacon Corner one more time. Liebenberg's run wide again. Here comes Bester. Bester on the inside. 12 moves ahead of 13. High-tech Kawasaki up ahead of the Marway Yamaha, and we've got a change up as they come across the line. It's now going to be Byron Bester up into probably 7th place on track, and that's probably his highest finish ever in a Super 600 race as they come across the line. Iotso's coming straight back at him as they go into Potters. Can he keep him out? Yes, he can. Only just.
Oh, and there's a bird just thrown in the mix. How's that? But look at this now. Out front, Hayden Jonas has closed the gap on Blaze Baker. So the battle for the lead is now between 2 riders. A Samurai Kid. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there coming out of Kokobana for the Kawasaki rider, but he's still right on the tail there. We've got a bike. Looks like parked there going into the infield.
Yeah, at gate corner, Rob, there's a bike on the right-hand side, so to jump in there. I just picked up on it. I'm just going to try and see who it is. It's Zante. Zante Otto's parked on the side. He can pick up that pink bike anywhere around the track. Zante Otto, unfortunately, just there, so no overtaking into the gate corner. That's going to affect some of these riders and their abilities to try and make the move stick that they've been planning probably for the last couple of laps. If they were looking to do it in gate corner, they would have to wait until the next lap. We've only got 2.5 to go as they head to the top of the hill again. Jonas is battling with the back end of that Kawasaki. Lookout keeps stepping out. Every single time he tries to get the power down, the back end is stepping out, and he's losing traction, he's losing ground.
Just looking at the battle just behind them, looks like Kevin Redmond is in a solid third place at the moment. I don't know if a rider's gone missing there. There's Redmond, that is Boshoff, and then Rudman just behind them. So Rudman losing out big time there in that battle for the final podium position. Aiden Liebenberg now a lonely ride just behind them. That's one of the back markers. Byron Besser, incredible lap there. Oh, Ianozo ran wide at the top of the hill, coming into the final turn there at the back of the shot. So that's going to drop him down a couple of places. But Jesse Boshoff, he wants that podium. He's just behind Kevin Redmond now, going into the final stages of this race. He's got a couple of tenths, a couple of bike lengths to make up there. So if he can just put in a good stonker of a lap, get the infield section right. Kewan Snyman in the final turn, down he goes.
Snyman making a big mistake there. I think it was Kewan Snyman you picked up on as opposed to Yotso. Yotso also having a problem though, because he's fallen by the wayside slightly.
Maybe they came together.
Maybe the two of them coming together there under braking and under pressure from the amount of pressure that's being applied in all aspects. Front two getting
everywhere.
Close. Third place is pretty much wrapped up there for Redmond if he can keep it all together. But have a look at this. Boshoff fighting hard with Rudman. And look at how we're battling with the windy conditions out there as well. That's not our cameraman's fault. That is unfortunately the scaffolding that is taking strain in the wind as they come down into gate corner. Boshoff now pulling a small margin over Rudman. Coming on the right-hand side here. Big maneuver as they head up to the top of the hill. Can we find a last bit of effort here from Jesse Boshoff? He's going to close down on Redmond. Look at how tight it is for the lead though. Here comes the kid with the one corner and one lap to go. They're going to complete 11 of 12. This is the last lap and there's nothing in it.
There we go. Hayden Jonas is going to try and pick up as much of that slipstream as he possibly can. Doesn't look close enough at the moment. So Blaze Baker, if he gets his cards right, can possibly take the race number 2 win here. Got it all wrong in race number 1, handing the win to Hayden Jonas. So Blaze Baker, he needs those 25 points. He needs to gain as much ground in the championship as possible. That is why William Friend, his teammate, has let him use his bike.
Take into account that if Hayden Jonas finishes in second place, he still takes the lead of the championship.
A good lead.
If he's thinking correctly, however, sometimes Hayden Jonas doesn't do that. He will be consolidating and say, listen, you can have this victory and I'll take the championship lead. It's definitely the way to do things. And coming up on Kewan Snyman, who's got back on his bike now, hopefully he's going to get warning that these quicker riders are coming along. Blake are going to try and use Snyman to his advantage. Well done, Kewan Snyman, staying out of the way and allowing the two Foster riders. I think what I was just talking about is happening here. Jonas is realizing, you know what? I've got the championship lead if I finish in second. I'm not going to fight too hard and potentially throw it down the road.
And just behind him, potential rider of the day, Bike 41. That is the local man, Kevin Redmond. So we're going to have to maybe possibly look at him as rider of the day. But Jonas is not done yet. He gets great drive coming up to the top of the hill, going into the final turn. We're going to swing now to the final turn. Does he have enough? Leg out stuff from Blaze Baker. I don't think Jonas is close enough. No, he's not. Can Baker keep it all together?
Oh, Jonas out the saddle. Jonas with a big moment there in the final turn. Whoa!
So much for settling for the points.
Okay, he's not settling for the points. He's going to go for the win, but fortunately didn't throw it down the road like I thought he might.
Kevin Redmond is going to pick up a well-deserved third place, and the local fans are going to go crazy here. Jesse Boshoff just there in fourth. Malcolm Rudman with a problem there. He pulls across the track, and then of course is Kewan Snyman. Look at this battle now going into the infield. That's Dominic Doyle, and we're just trying to see who he's dicing with. That looks like Gabriel Marburg or Jonathan Webster that he's dicing with, one of the local guys.
Yeah, nice fight right the way through this field as always, Rob, and Super 600 is putting on another exceptional show here. Blaze Baker taking the victory. We didn't get to speak about him because Hayden Jonas got so out of shape, and Byron Bester, good finish in 7th place for him as well on the high-tech Kawasaki. Coming up to the top of the hill, here comes this little battle. 44 is in the house, and it's Gareth. That's not Gareth. Jonathan Webster, sorry. Jonathan Webster and Dominic Doyle.
Here comes Doyle.
Gareth Gaelic goes across the line there just ahead of them, and here they come to the line. These two going to ride out and try
Dominic Doyle is as close as that.
Nearly getting across the line. Did he actually beat him to the line? Webster, no. Webster wins out 14th place. 15th place goes to Dominic Doyle. Gabriel Marburg comes through for 16th, and it's Savannah Woodward and Luca Coccioni for 17th and 18th place. Jade Goodsight behind us coming up to hand in the transponder. An awesome effort from him, but what a turnaround there for Suzuki. Hats off to the team for doing all the job that they've done and getting that bike sorted out there for race number 2.
Incredible effort from Uncle Andy's Suzuki team. They pick up their second win in the Super 600 category. An incredible ride there from Blaze Baker. He closes down a couple of points. It could have all gone so wrong for Hayden Jonas, able to stay on board that Samurai Kawasaki, and he'll pick up second, and he'll leave the Eastern Cape as your championship leader in the Super 600 category. Ianozo, a good ride. Dion Nelson, Luca Gaspar, great rides from the newcomer, the rookies to the Super 600 class. They pick up another top 10. Byron Bester, an incredible ride in 7th. Aiden Liebenberg, unfortunately, making that big mistake going into the infield. He'll pick up some championship points there in 6th. Malcolm Rudman across the line with some problems on that Kawasaki of his. He picks up 5th. Jesse Boshoff so close to the podium there in 4th. You can see Blaze Baker just going there on the side to thank some of the fans there, maybe some fans that helped him out after his crash in race number 1. Hayden Jonas, yeah, you are one very lucky kid, my man, to stay on that samurai bike, because it nearly karate kicked you right off in the final turn there. So incredible 2 races from our Super 600s. What a day it has been so far. Hayden Jonas, yep, just praising the Lord there for keeping him safe in that race. Your championship leader going into the next round of Swakkops, Kevin Redmond, the local man. East London, stand up. You have a young rider on the podium in a national category Super 600 race here at your very own circuit in East London. It's been a great day so far. Still plenty of racing still coming up further in the day. There we go. Kevin Redmond's going to just leave some rubber there for the local crowd. Beautiful burnout there from the Yamaha R6 man. Gets thumbs up there from Dominic Doyle, the man from PE. So a bit of Eastern Cape flavour coming through here. We're going to take a look now at the highlights of what was an incredible race number 2 here of the Super 600s. At the start, it was all about Blaze Baker on pole position, using his teammate's motorbike. William Friend handing his bike over to Blaze Baker to go for the championship. As the riders make their way into pits, we're about to pull up the highlights reel from race number 2. Here we go. It was all about that man, bike number 2. Look at Iodozo getting a terrible start on the Marway Yamaha. A much better start this time from Kevin Redmond, the local man. Jesse Boshoff putting elbows out, coming through the field. Aiden Liebenberg, Byron Bester, as quick as you like through turn 1, Potter's Pass. You can see Redmond getting a little bit sideways and almost being taken out by Malcolm Rudman, and Hayden Jonas takes full advantage and up into 2nd place. Liebenberg and Jesse Boshoff not too far behind. Unfortunately, Cassidy Simmons having to pull out on the Rocker Mamas Yamaha R6. Here we go once again into the final turn. It was Aiden Liebenberg's turn this time, but Hayden Jonas once again slinging it on the inside there of the yellow Shop 74 bike. Coming down the back straight and into the infield. Plenty of action throughout the day's racing going into the infield. Malcolm Rudman shoves it on the inside of little Aiden Liebenberg and up into 4th position. Rudman with Liebenberg. That's the mistake that Liebenberg made there. A little bit too much corner speed in the right-hander, running off track and doing oh so well to keep that Kawasaki up on 2 wheels. As we now come back into the podium, you can see a very happy Kevin Redmond. We're going to go down now to the podium with the top 3 riders with Greg.
So let's get them up onto the podium. It's a local man that's done a great turnaround here and potentially going to be in the running for the Rider of the Day. We're not going to announce that until later in the day, but the Bridgewater Award could be heading to a local boy. He's a good mate of mine. We raced in Zimbabwe together. It's fantastic to see him on a national championship podium. Let's hear it for Kevin Redmond. Get up there, boy. You won't find a bigger smile in the house than that one right there, let me tell you. 2nd place though, and well, nearly not 2nd, because he had to hang on with Claude. To get back into the 100 and the win goes to Blaze Baker. Speaking here, unfortunately, a little issues, but there's Blaze Baker going to get up on me. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for our top 3 there as they get up. Second place, Keep it rolling, get on down here, buddy. Dude, this is a huge turnaround for your team. I just want to say how well it was. A big mistake for down at Coach Event, all on your own, so you made it on your own. What a turnaround to get back on the podium. That's the home track. Nice, Ian. Nice. Thank you, dude. Yeah, exactly. Well, give that one out. But again, we're going to see you I'm sure we're going to see you. You've got the potential to win races now, and we're going to Let's have a chat. It's not quite where you wanted to finish. I know you wanted to be on the top of the podium again, but more importantly, I could see on that last lap you just rolled out and he thought, for the first time ever, I'm going to say this, Hayden Jonas thought that with the championship lead, leaving this round, it's more important than to maybe throw it down. And then, of course, you went and did what you did in the last turn.
Yeah. No, for sure. Look, going into it off the start, I was stressing a bit because the likes of Aiden Liebenberg, Jesse Boshoff, Malcolm Rudman, and then Baker was getting away. I was like, oh, now I'm going to start pushing. But once I was catching him, I knew I was strong at Potters and Rifle. I wanted to try use it to my advantage. But every time I got closer, through the sweep before Beacon, one massive high side. In the last lap, I wanted to try something special. Didn't work in my favor, but like you said, I'm leaving East London with a massive cushion going into Joburg. Might struggle a little bit there because I don't really know the circuit, but I'm feeling very confident and I'm really happy I'm leading the championship. And it's my first season in Super GP, so I'm super, super stoked.
Great job, Hayden. Well done, buddy. We look forward to more of the same. Where is Blaze Baker? Wow, me. What a turnaround here from him. So, Blaze, take us through an eventful day from your side of things. It's definitely been a hard day and a hard task, but you got to take your hat off because initially you were on your own. Now with a teammate, it definitely helps out, and a big sacrifice being given to you by William Friend to give you a little bit of spare parts from the bike and an entire chassis to play with.
Yeah, you know, for race one was not ideal at all. We had a little crash that left the bike pretty broken. And, you know, a huge, huge shout out and thanks again to my teammate William. You know, without him, I wouldn't have even been able to begin the second race. So, yeah, thank you so much to him, to all my mechanics here. You guys really have worked so, so hard. And without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. And, yeah, you know, so nice to be back on the top step. And we hopefully look forward to carrying this on at Swartkorps when we go back to the home tracks.
Yeah, the home tracks in terms of Suzuki, and of course, yeah, Mom is in the house too, and Dad, of course, putting in a match. I spoke to your dad as he came in here, and he was saying to me, you know what, he was so nervous, it was like the old days of speedway racing for him.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure all the old dads are very, very nervous for their kids out on circuit. You know, this isn't a little game that we're playing with here. It's really, really, really fast stuff, and shout out to all the dads who just put up with us and, you know, take us around the country doing what we love.
Fantastic stuff. And
I wish Dolph Boshoff a speedy recovery with his hand. I know he had a big off yesterday, and I just hope that it can get healed very quickly.
But before you say that, and let's not take anything away from him, he's standing behind you. He makes a really good brolly babe, hey?
You know, he's one of my best mates, so thank you, my bud. And also, hello to my girlfriend and all my family and Darren and Brad Binder over in Spain.
Super 600 has never failed to deliver action like this, and we bring it to you proudly by Diode and their associate sponsors.